All right, have your notebook, paper, or Word document handy. We are going for the reading check number 2, corrections number 1 through 5. This text, if you need to pause the video and reread the text so that you refamiliarize yourself with the information, by all means, please go ahead and do so. But just a quick little blurb over it. You are basically, it's comparing and contrasting chimps and humans. Okay, the similarities and differences between the two. All right. So first question here says, according to the author, which animal does the first paragraph describe? All right. So this second paragraph, it kind of gives you a little bit of a mixed signal. The first question or statement was, did you picture a human? That can kind of lead people to think, well, maybe it was a human. No, that's a question. The author is asking the reader what you thought the first paragraph described. The second statement is actually what the answer to number 1 is. The large brained animal is actually a chimpanzee. All right. So the answer to number 1 is B. All right. So number 2 says, which of the following statements about DNA is true? A, DNA is found in humans. B, DNA controls how living things look and act. C, chimps have DNA in their cells. Or D, all of the above. All right. So DNA is found in humans. Well, yeah, humans have DNA. DNA controls how living things look and act. All right. So DNA is in our cells. It is a pronoun referring to DNA, is the material that determines how a living thing looks and acts. So check mark both of those. Chimps have DNA in their cells. Well, yeah, it says that humans and chimpanzees share more than 98% of their DNA. If humans have DNA and it's saying that humans and chimpanzees share DNA, then it stands to reason that chimps have DNA in their cells. So then the answer would be D, all of the above. All right. So then number 3, how are chimps and humans similar? Choose the best answer. So basically when you see choose the best answer, that means that these answer choices are going to be paraphrased from information from the text. All right, and remember, paraphrase is the same information, just different words. So we need to look and see where it speaks of how they're similar and which answer choice best describes it. Okay, so looking at similarities, that's this third paragraph here. Just how similar humans to chimpanzees. It talks about how we share DNA. Like people, chimps live in family groups. They make and use tools. They even learn sign language. Humans and chimps are very close relatives. So of these similarities, which ones are over here? Well, they have that they are equally strong. That's not mentioned over here. They both use tools. That is mentioned over here. It says they make and use tools. So I'm going to select that one to kind of have a place for it. They have the same level of intelligence. That's not mentioned in the similarities. And then none of the above. That's kind of already crossed out. If we had a pen or something and we were eliminating answers, we could eliminate D when we determined that B was actually a similarity. So B would be the answer for number 3. Number 4, which of the following statements is true? It says humans cannot communicate in sign language. Chimps cannot use language to make demands. Humans use language in more complex ways than chimps. Chimps use language in more advanced ways than humans. So we're looking for the one that is true. It says humans cannot communicate in sign language. Well, I can tell you right now that I don't even have to look at the text to determine that that statement is false, because deaf humans use sign language to speak. They use American Sign Language, ASL. So A is a false statement. B, chimps cannot use language to make demands. Well, that is proved false as well. If you look over here in the text, it says that Nim is the chimp that they taught sign language to. It said Nim could only use sign language to ask for things. Give orange me was one of his common demands. So saying that they cannot use language to make demands, that is not an accurate statement. So that's not true. So then we're left with C and D, which are kind of inverse statements from each other, whether humans use language in more complex ways than chimps, or chimps use language in more advanced ways than humans. Advanced and complex are synonyms of each other. Okay, so don't let that throw you off. They are basically inverse statements. So basically you have to find the text that supports either humans have more advanced language than chimps, or chimps have more advanced language than humans. We come down here. Humans, on the other hand, can use language in more advanced ways. So our text evidence over here supports C. All right. And then it kind of has a little joke down here. A chimp could help you with that jar you can't open, but she just might not laugh at your joke. So laughing at a joke, picking up the nuances of sarcasm, talking about the past, planning for the future, all of that is advanced language use that chimps cannot do. So that then if we were to go further with that, D is then proof false. Okay, so it just kind of reinforces that C is the answer. No, and then we're at number 5. Which sentence best summarizes the passage? So summary, remember it's the big main idea of the passage. We have A, humans and chimps are close relatives with important differences. B is chimpanzees live in groups and can learn sign language. C, a mother chimpanzee plays with her babies by tickling them. And D, chimps have greater physical strength than humans. Alright, so summarize, we have to have a statement that goes over the entire main idea. So humans and chimps are close relatives with important differences. I could get behind that statement as a main idea. The rest of the statements, if we were to go through and kind of analyze them a little bit, chimpanzees live in groups and can learn sign language. It's mentioned in here. That's mentioned in here, but it's more like it's a detail. All right. It's not the main overarching point of the whole passage. A mother chimpanzee plays with her babies by tickling them. Well, that's great, but it's still, I mean, there is still mention of humans in here. The only other statement that has chimps and humans is chimps have greater physical strength than humans. Again, that is mentioned in here that chimps are stronger than humans, but it is just this small little paragraph here. That would be the main idea of this paragraph, not the main idea of the whole text. All right. So if this question was, what is a summary of paragraph 4 of the text, the answer would be D, but it is, you're wanting the best summary of the entire passage. And that leaves us with answer A is the only option. Okay, so for your corrections here, you need to have number 1 is B, number 2 is D, number 3 is B, number 4 is C, and number 5 is A. All right. Again, if you are only doing corrections for this one, you will take a picture of it or save the file and submit the file to the appropriate link. Otherwise, you will need to wait until you have all of your corrections listed before you submit a file or submit the picture. Okay. We'll be getting into reading check 3 just here in a moment.